beat chronics, saving the world. Come on, turn off the lights and make this all a better place.
We are here together because we want to send a strong symbolic message that we care for our planet. Earth Hour is an initiative which WWF Singapore anticipates with great expectation every year. This is the one occasion that WWF is able to get up close with you to jointly show our commitment for the environment. In a few minutes, we will witness the dramatic lights off where more than 100 buildings and organizations in Singapore have pledged to mark their symbolic stand for the environment.
I think what the Earth Hour really needs all of us to do is really to carry out simple acts. And on our part, certainly in terms of government, for example, we are trying to also encourage more energy-conscious behavior. A simple one is, for example, in terms of requiring our buildings to meet minimum what we call green mark standards. So just last year, for example, we mandated that existing buildings must meet minimum green mark standards as and when they undergo retrofits as well. And these green mark schemes also extend beyond existing buildings to cover supermarket operators, retail tenants, and data centers itself.
Never forget that just doing the smallest thing is better than doing nothing. And the other thing is, and the thing that Earth has meant to remind you, is that when we act together, incredible things can happen. In 1 hour, the whole world will unify over one idea, looking after the planet that we love, the one thing that we all share. So I want to thank you very much for coming tonight. I hope you enjoyed the dance floor, and happy Earth Hour!
Thank you very much, Andy.
That is new and is free. I can hope for a future beyond the rising of the seas. We can all let me go. Let me go, yeah. But I still wake up, I still see your ghost. Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. Oh, what do I stand for? What do I stand for most? La, 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 keep it surprised, keep it surprised. Time to say what's inside. Keep it surprised, keep it surprised. Keep it so fast, keep it surprised.
Together, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy Earth Hour! Wow! Oh, that's amazing! What a sight it is! The buildings around here have all turned their lights off, and time for you to whip out all your camera phones.
If we turn out the lights for just one.
think this whole environmental consciousness is still very new to individuals like us. But the government has taken great leaps in terms of being more conscious about the environmental challenges that Singapore is facing. I think we all feel the effects of climate change, with Orchard Road getting flooded, with erratic weather patterns. So there is a setup of a National Climate Change Secretariat that WWF works very closely with. I think the impact of climate change is going to be felt increasingly in Asia, and particularly in Singapore, where we are such a small country. So as an NGO, what we need to do is to be able to spread this word to individuals, to mobilize the community spirit, and for us to individually take personal action and responsibility to care for our planet. Because Singapore is developing so rapidly, and we are in a very strategic position in Asia Pacific, where there is a lot of leverage for us to utilize technology and the resources that we have to create an environment where we can be a lot more energy efficient. We put more emphasis on renewable energy, and of course, make efforts to reduce our consumption. Well, I wouldn't advocate taking big steps, right? We are speaking to 5 million people in Singapore, so we're saying that everyone just needs to take some simple environmentally conscious actions so that collectively we can make a big impact. Well, so for this year, just as last year, Earth Hour introduced the I Will If You Will challenge platform, where you can come up with a simple environmental action and then challenge your friends who will then respond likewise. So we decided that for this year we just focus on four very simple action steps, one of which is to raise your air conditioning by 1 degree, take shorter showers, change your light bulbs to LED, and reduce the usage of plastic bags. So these are things that we do every day, and it's simple to do. And I think the inconvenience, will be a lot lessened when we make conscious steps to just do any one of these actions. To be honest, it's not going to be a one-off event like this or even a one-off campaign. As an NGO, we will continue to spread the message, push the envelope, because we are talking about changing the behaviors of Singaporeans, and it's going to take quite a long time. It is a huge paradigm shift. But if we consciously internalize it in our lifestyles, I think we can get there. So for an NGO like WWF, we will continue to spread the message. We hope that people can take it beyond the hour. And to be reminded that, look, these actions do not happen just at Earth Hour. It should be very part and parcel of how we live. Well, I think looking at the dance pad, you can see everybody is having a good time. It's the first time we are doing something tangible, where the energy that they create is becoming renewable energy to power a movie screening. We hope to be able to expand this activity, maybe make it a lot bigger next year. But we definitely welcome individuals who can come and share with us how can we make Earth Hour a lot more about not just awareness raising, but that they can connect the message of reducing consumption, conserving energy, and internalizing into the everyday lives.
I think when it comes down to it, for myself, it's anything that's simple. There's 2 ambassadors this year, myself and Nadia Hutakalung. Nadia, she's a great friend, and I would say she's an expert in all things green. For myself, I'm not an expert, so that's why I feel I'm a good representative of people out there who are the average person who might not know what to do. So I learned things along the way. For example, simple things as taking shorter showers, refraining from taking baths and taking showers, and turning out the lights as and when you can. And with air conditioners, maybe you don't need to have them on the whole entire day, maybe just for a couple hours. And when you sleep at night, if you turn your aircon by 1 degree, it makes all the difference. And my whole campaign is I Will If You Will, which is this really just kind of fun campaign just to promote people out there just to wear less. Wear less as in, just if you wear less, if you're a person who wears a lot on when you have the aircon decrease and it's really cold, that actually, that takes up a lot of energy. So if you just wear simple boxers, a tee, that makes all the difference. So. You mean playing a part?
Yeah, for you, what's the hardest part in trying to stay green? Which is the hardest habit to form?
I don't think anything has been hard. It's just you just have to have it embedded. I think I'm a good representation of just doing what you can, because I wouldn't want to do anything or force anything on anyone. So I'm more just a representation of, hey, I was in a place where I felt very intimidated by experts, very intimidated about what I can do, but I've always wanted to do something, and I would say you learn along the way, or you're conscious along the way. And if you're conscious along the way, it just becomes second nature. For example, now when I work, I'm in my office, or sometimes even when I'm at my friend's house, I tend to just turn off the lights. It's become second nature. In the beginning, it was just being conscious of it, and then once it's embedded, it's a second nature. I think the whole fun is how each year we try to become more creative and we become more fun along the way. This year's campaign, it might sound suggestive, but it's actually not suggestive, and it's very true. There's a lot of people who they sleep with not a lot, they sleep with less on. And sleeping with less on actually conserves a lot of energy. So we're not being suggestive, we're just being very factual.
I think the most important thing that everyone can do is just to educate themselves to the issues at hand, because once you have an understanding of why you need to make a change, only then you'll make a change, not because of whatever reasons, Of course, then the next thing you can do is participate in Earth Hour, dare your friends to do an I Will If You Will, not only your friends, your communities, your schools, but also the governments as well. It's a great platform to be able to create impactful change. The next thing, of course, is your air conditioning. This year we're focusing on going 1 degree up, and we have a 1 degree up campaign. So we're encouraging people to increase their air conditioning by 1 degree. And of course, that's not 15 to 16, but rather minimum is like 23 degrees. Of course, being vegetarian, or not vegetarian full time, but at least 3 times a week or 4 times a week, because less meat is less heat. For me, I focus on, obviously the food is, I believe, one of the easiest way to adjust an individual's carbon footprint. And then I have my website, greenkampung.com. I'm also on the board of the Green School in Bali, which just won the greenest school on earth last year. And this year we have a scholarship awards. So we're giving a scholarship to 3 students from around the world who consider themselves to be the greenest kid on the planet. Goodness, I do a lot of things. Yeah. Yes, anyone from around the world can join, and they just have to go to the Green School website, and from there they can have a look at all the information there. The most enjoyable part of being a global ambassador for Earth Hour is just seeing how the movement has grown over the years, from being just 1 hour of inspiration that we're hoping people will be inspired and then we'll carry on from there, to going to 60 plus, and then going into the I Will If You Will challenges, which are really creating big change around the world, going into changing legislation in Parliament, protecting seas, protecting forests. So it's really so impactful.
For just 1 hour, can we be proud to save the world?
力的呼声，让你的生活更美好。